Hello and welcome to my first ever commute on the Harley-Davidson Pan America. I would have said my first ever ride on the Harley-Davidson Pan America, but I actually did about 148k on this yesterday. So it's not brand new to me. I had to kind of get my thoughts together and kind of test it out before I brought you any kind of content. I guess you could call this a first look. Easily my favourite feature of this bike so far is the cruise control, as you can see. We are in custom A mode at the moment. We might just cycle through. There's rain mode, street mode, sport mode. Sport mode's fun, man. There's quite a bit of power there in sport mode. Off-road, I think that is, and back to custom A. I'll just keep it in street for now. The bike itself has all the electrical fruit that you would expect. Traction control, ABS, clearly it's got cruise control, adaptive ride height, pull up to a stop, and if you've got the settings set right, the thing will just squat for you. If you've got little short leggies like me, that's quite handy. Auto cancelling indicators, that caught me out the first time, or for the first half of yesterday. It's got a adjustable screen. There's low mode. I get a bit of wind noise at low mode, so I've been putting it up to high. Pretty cool, you can do it on the fly though, just like that. Now, I haven't played yet with the connection from the system here in front of me to the phone. I downloaded the Harley app, and that's about as far as I got. So you download the Harley app and you can control your music and navigation all from the right hand switch gear, which is kind of cool. We're going to play with that down the track, I think. This is just a standard morning commute, and the first time I'll be able to do a standard morning commute hands-free. Hey! Now, there's a bit of vibration in these bars, which is interesting. You see that? Alright, so if you aren't fully clued up with the Harley-Davidson Pan America, this is Harley-Davidson's first ever adventure bike. Now, they go on about saying that they've got, they come from adventure. People took their Harley-Davidsons in the 40s and the 50s and the 20s and the whatever into the bush, and yeah, they probably did. But this is their first modern bike. It is a liquid-cooled 1250cc V-twin engine. They call it the Revolution Max. And, oh boy, has she got some grunt. I love it. It's a really cool engine. It's nice and responsive. It does not feel like your granddad's Harley, that's for sure. You can already see it's fully electric. We can scroll through the menu while we're riding. There's a bit of navigation if I had my phone connected. Music. Don't know what that one is. It's a bike. Diagnostics, there you go. Engine temp, 85 degrees. Front tyre, 260 kPa. Rear, 290. Battery, 14.5 volts. Great. Oops, I don't want to go diagnostic. How do I get out of that? Let's go back. We can go through settings. What's the home? Oh yeah, that's cool. Range, 146 k's left in my tank. I got heated grips. Full on, back one, back two, and off. I don't know what this button does. I don't want to push it, just in case. And this button over here is our mode select. So on the fly, we can go from street to sport. And it's got variable valve timing as well. So let's see if we can, we'll back it off. And, woo! So the more aggressive you wail on the throttle, the more power she's going to give you. and it sounds fantastic on song. This is a fun bike. I feel like it's going to be hard to go back to the, in comparison, primitive bike that I ride every day. Now, of course, this is a adventure tourer, so I feel like it's okay to put it through its paces on the motorway, because you'd be touring on the motorway. You'd do a bit of motorway time. And with the cruise control, man, this makes motorway cruising fantastic. This little section of motorway we did just now, I did about 5 times yesterday for different various reasons. I had to go into the mall, I had to go get me COVID shot as well. Not a big fan of needles. So I cruised up and down this bit of motorway quite a bit. It doesn't feel as big and as cumbersome as the imagery on the internet would have you suggest. I put this side by side with my Motorway 700, and it's deceivingly comfortable. It looks like it would be a big butty adventure bike that's kind of cumbersome in this kind of terrain, but hey, look, let's do some lane splitting. Like, it's no wider really than my T7. It is a little bit wider. Like, if you get the tape measure out and you see them side by side, there is a little bit of extra girth. Oh, thanks, buddy. That's really good of you to block me off. Oh, he's completely oblivious, isn't he? Oh, we're definitely in sport mode now, though, aren't we? Oh, she just wants to go. Hey, calm down a little bit there, bud. 102, that's fine with me. We're in 4th. We should be in 5th. So it's got a lot of street manners. It's responsive, as you can see. It's got power all over the rev range. You can lug it if you need to. If you find yourself coming out of a corner in the wrong gear, you can just wind it on and it'll do what you want it to do, which is quite cool. I've been spoiled with the power of the CP2 engine for a long time, and so getting on something like this is delightful. And some people, I've seen some reviews where people have ridden this bike and they said it doesn't feel like a Harley. To me, it's still got that Harley heritage. It's still quintessentially Harley-Davidson. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the sound, the little bit of vibration that you get, because, you know, Harleys are vibey engines. Well, your old Harleys are. They call this the Revolution Max engine, and, well, it's definitely a revolution. If you're a Harley lover, you ride one of these? I don't know if you go back to a conventional Harley. In sport mode, man, this thing just scratches the itch. Now, this is the top model. This has got the electric suspension. I mean, I give you all the facts and figures, but you probably know them already. They're all over the internet. I don't need to regurgitate that stuff. All I need to do is tell you what it's like to ride, and hopefully G you up to go and ride one of these things yourself, because this is nice. I like it. I could do a longer road trip in one of these. I could go further. My only gripe about this bike at the moment is the kickstand. Now, you've probably seen the kickstand. Usually the kickstand on a bike, in my experience, is under the left passenger peg. The kickstand on this is about a foot further forward under the engine. So it's kind of awkward to find, and you kind of got to flick it out with your heel. And if you're in neutral, sitting there trying to find your kickstand, a trick for young players, you could easily snick the bike into first gear, which would be a bad thing. It also leans the bike over a lot. So, I don't know, I think it's something you probably get used to, but it's not my favourite part of the bike, put it that way. Oh, she's looking a bit moist in Wellington City. I'm loving this cruise control. There you go, fifth, just under 4,000 revs, 86 k's an hour, and it still accelerates. I mean, the power's all up there above 4,000 revs, really, you know, all that massive torque, but it still does the job down around 3.5. I don't know, like Harley, they've kind of broken new ground with the adaptive ride height thing, and the electric suspension is great. They haven't kind of tried to think outside the box or go too crazy with the bike. They've just kind of taken everything that's out there, taken all the good points from all of those bikes, made a list, and then in making this bike, they've just ticked off that list. Have we got that? Yes. Have we got that? Yes. It's got most things that you would want. The styling is a little bit divisive. The styling kind of, it's not horrible, it grows on you. And is any bike really, any adventure bike really, you know, pretty? I don't think so. Alright, it's a bit damp, let's go into rain mode. Whoops, I went past it. There you go, there's rain mode. Extra traction control, extra ABS, takes a bit of the power or the bite away from the throttle. Still more than enough. Just gives it some manners. It's not the full out bonkers version of itself. And even at this kind of speed, she cruises really well. So there you go, the Harley-Davidson Pan America. Can you commute on it? Of course you can. There's no such thing as a bad bike these days. It's actually a really nice relaxing commute on this thing, especially with cruise control. Get in traffic, find a gear, set that cruise. You can accelerate and decelerate with your left hand, so your right hand gets a brake. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we're going to have a bit more content coming out, a few more videos about this bike, including a massive road trip coming up, and a whole lot more about other bikes and other bits and pieces. So please hit that subscribe button. I'm not going to tell you to ring the bell. You can ring the bell if you want, if you really want notifications, but thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.